for fun and interesting conversation with Ludlow Porch. The toll-free lines are open for you at 1-800-572-TALK. That's 1-800-572-8255. Here's Ludlow Porch.
Well, good morning, fun seekers. Hi, y'all. It is Monday, and you know what that means. If you can hear me, you have made another one. I hope you had a good weekend. Record temperatures out of sight all over our Southland, and no relief in sight. Over 100 in a lot of places. Son of a gun, I hate it. But this too shall pass. Make it till September. That's my motto. Keep knocking along. Tell you what I want to talk about today. Somebody said, once you hold an autopsy on humor, you never understand it. When you try to dissect it, it always dies on the operating table. What we want to find out today is a little bit more about this. A little bit more about this. Here's where we're going to do this. We're going to find out what makes you laugh, because different things make different people laugh. Humor is a kind of a language. It can connect us, or it can separate us. And that's what we're going to talk about. The things that make you laugh. And I don't know how much you can tell about the individual about what makes them laugh, but we'll see as we go along today. Because I have some questions for you, some things I want to talk about. What kind of humor makes you laugh? Slapstick. Are you big on the pie in the face? The folks who do a lot of physical humor, the Three Stooges, the Charlie Chaplins, the Buster Keatons, Chevy Chase, a lot of fall downs, tripping over chairs. What makes you laugh? Does that do it? Does a slapstick do it? Or do you kind of lay back and go a little bit more for the subtle humor, the subtle things that make you laugh? Which one of those does it for you? Who makes you laugh? Do the stand-up comedians? The guys who make their living in what they refer to as the toughest business in the world, who stand up and with a microphone and do the job. A lot of those folks around. That has turned into a big industry, and we owe a lot to that, to the comedy clubs around the country, and also to cable television, where these folks now have some place to test new material. And to see how funny it is, to see how funny they are. Since vaudeville left, the old-timers like to say that new talent doesn't have any place to be bad, that they better be good right out of the chute. Do you like the one-line stand-uppers? You know the ones I'm talking about, the Henny Youngmans, the Rodney Dangerfield. Both of those two guys are essentially one-liner comedians, just line after line after line. Do you like the Impressionists? One of my personal favorites, the Impressionists. And of course, the most successful, no question about them, by far the most successful Impressionist ever in show business, Rich Little. And Rich Little has found out that you need good material to go along with a great talent for impressions. So what do you think? Henny Youngman, Rodney Dangerfield, Rich Little, who? Long list. A lot of new ones. A lot of the names I don't even know. A lot of new ones. How do the comedy teams from the past, and I guess there's some comedy teams out there right now that I don't know about. Because when I was writing this down, I was trying to think of a hot comedy team, and I don't know of one right now. I mean, teams like Laurel and Hardy, who kind of combine the slapstick with the subtleties of a glance and of straightening a hat, fixing a tie, that sort of thing. The Burns and Allen, Martin and Lewis. At one time in my life, I thought Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis was the funniest team ever. Same with Abbott and Costello. Don't know how their stuff holds up. Great comedy team. You know, the last great comedy team, or maybe there's someone I'm not thinking of, Jackie Gleason and Art Carney in The Honeymooners, or anything else they did. How about the sketch comedians? Perfect example of that, are the Carol Burnett's, Harvey Korman, Tim Conway type folks. That great sketch comedians who take a sketch about anything and turn it into an absolute hoot. The storytellers, the Buddy Hackett's. Buddy Hackett's a stand-up comedian too. Buddy Hackett does an awful lot of storytelling. Remember Herb Schreiner? Herb Schreiner's been gone a few years now. A great storyteller. The people who write with great wit and humor, the Mark Twains, the Will Rogers, the cartoonists with a great deal of humor. People like Gary Larson of The Far Side, who I happen to think is the funniest cartoonist around right now. Then after we settle all of that in your mind about that kind of humor, what appeals to you, what doesn't, we'd like to know about the funniest television series ever. Ever. The funniest movie ever. We've got a lot of those. And we'll keep changing along as we go back into those. The funniest single line you ever heard. The one funny line that just about kills you. You know the one I'm talking about. It'll come to you. Laughter. What makes you laugh? Let's analyze it. 1-800-572-8255. Ludlow Porch. Denny back, well rested off his vacation. And talk to him about that, but only briefly because he's busy. We'll be right back. You stay with us.
The season that brings birds and flowers also brings severe rain and tornadoes. Homeowners insurance from Alpha protects homes and household possessions from financial loss due to wind and storm damage. Your Alpha insurance agent has a plan to reimburse the full value of your home and lost belongings. Increase your protection automatically with Inflation Guard and provide living expense while your home is not livable. So don't be left out in the rain. Call Alpha.
After 6 years, 4 months, and 17 days in prison, I am free.
Surely there is nothing so sweet, so beautiful, so precious as freedom and liberty.
For over 30 years, Amnesty International has worked to free prisoners of conscience, to stop torture, to prevent executions, and to protect human rights. Amnesty International. Raise your voice. 1-800-55-AMNESTY.
One 800-572-8255. Laughter. Reader's Digest says that it's the best medicine. What do you think? Let's talk to Freckles, up early and on the telephone. Good morning, Freckles.
Happy Monday.
How you doing?
You were right.
About what?
Jingle bells didn't help, made it worse.
I had somebody today ask me would I put out a call to have some of the wackos do a rain dance.
So how about a snow dance?
We might.
Let's do a snow dance.
Yeah.
Well, I think there must be something wrong with my sense of humor, at least on this joke. I read this joke and I thought it was so funny. Nobody I told it to liked it. It's not even a joke. Do you know what? Everybody looked at me like they thought I was crazy, and I just thought it was hysterical. Do you know why the baby crossed the road?
Why?
Because it was stapled to the chicken. Now, is that awful?
You want to hear another awful one? Did you hear about the skeleton went into the bar and said, "Give me a beer and a mop"?
Oh, I love that.
You see?
See, it's visual.
You only get two kind of reactions from that. I told a guy that the other day. I said, "Did you hear about the skeleton that went into the bar and asked for a beer and a mop?" And he said, "No, I didn't hear about that."
And as my daughter would say, and then what happened?
Yeah.
Well, I was flicking through the television the other night and just happened to watch a little bit of bloopers and blunders or whatever. I think those things are hysterical.
Yeah, I like those.
That's not planned.
Yeah, I like those. We went through a time when there were too many of those on television.
Yeah.
And because there were too many, they were not doing all good ones.
Right.
But yeah, but I, as a general rule, I enjoy those very much.
Well, this particular group just happened to be funny, and I don't usually laugh out loud when I'm by myself, but I was doing that.
Yeah.
I have a gnat bite.
What is it?
Do you have a minute?
Just about.
I am sick of Barney bashing. I heard some man call into your show on Friday, moaning and groaning and carrying on about how dumb and stupid Barney was. Well, what the heck's he doing watching it? It's not for him. It's for little people who are impressionable, and Barney does nothing but teach love and goodness and kindness and patience and sharing and please and thank you, and he does a whole lot more than some parents teach their children to do today.
You know, you're of course right. We've experienced that with Nancy in the comic strips.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy's not meant for us.
Well, that's the truth. I just don't understand why all these people are carrying on so. Sure, no, of course it's boring to them.
I think that's, but wouldn't that whole show be boring to them?
Well, of course. Once you've seen it,
it could be a backlash of dinosaur hating.
And I don't think so. I just think it's so sweet and corny, and you know we've gotten so blooming sophisticated anymore that.
You know, I've never seen that. I've only read about it.
Well, I don't watch it at all unless my grandbaby's here, and we've got tapes for her. But she's not even 2 yet, and she just loves it. She doesn't know what the messages are yet, but if it's still in vogue when she's old enough to learn about values of that type, it will be of value to her. Now, naturally, you know, when you get 10, 12, 13, of course it's boring. It's passé by that time. But I just don't understand this Barney bashing.
Yeah, they know who their market is. Well, I haven't seen a lot, but most of it's been pretty good-natured, I think.
Well, that's my gnat bite, and I'm sticking to it.
Go get them, Tiger. I'll talk to you.
All right.
Be good.
Bye.
1-800-572-8255. I want to tell you about some friends of mine, Jasper Jeep. And listen, and Jasper Jeep Eagle, too. I probably don't talk enough about those wonderful Eagles. I frankly didn't know anything about them until 2 or 3 months ago. I went up there and told them I wanted to drive an Eagle for about a week. And I did. Tremendous car. Finally found out what all the consumer magazines and those kind of folks are raving about. And they're raving about a fine automobile, a family car that has everything on it you could want on a luxury car, comfortable.
I used to have a friend over in another state that invariably you'd go in and tell him a story that's more than 2 or 3 lines long, and he would look right straight at you and not crack a grin. And it suddenly dawned on me one day that I've got to hit Luke with a real fast one, and just, Luke, you hear so-and-so, and he'd break down. I mean, fall to his knees almost.
An audience with a short attention span.
Yeah, 12 seconds, they say. 12 seconds.
There's so many great cartoons and comic strips that do not translate into the spoken word. My favorite all time, and this was 15 years old. It was on the Wizard of Ed, and
that's funny stuff.
The lawyer is talking to the little king, and he said, "The vassals are not paying their fair share of the taxes. We must do something about it." And the king says, "What can we do?" And he said, "We need to put a lien on their property." And the lawyer says, "What would we call this lien?" And the little king looks out of the comic strip toward his audience and says, "I wouldn't touch that for a free weekend at Pismo Beach." And I had people calling me all day wanting to know what was that? What was that funny? It was a vassal lien.
I have a friend in Allstead, New Hampshire, that his wife is Polish and rather proud of it. And like Freckles was talking about, her daughter would say, "So what?" My friend called me the other day, and he tells his wife stories like this about, and I hope I don't offend anybody, but this guy went in to the doctor. He said, "Doc, I hurt all over." And the guy said, "Well, what?" I mean, he said, "Well, I touched my forehead and I hurt, and I touched my chest, it hurts. I bend over, I touch my knees, and it hurts." And the doctor checked him over a little bit, and he said, "Your name is Gutowski." And he said, "Yes." "You're Polish?" He said, "Yes, I am." He said, "Your finger's broken."
And the
wife said, "Well?"
The
Shouldn't it hurt?
The Polish lady didn't think that was funny.
No, she just looked at Larry real closely, and she said, well, shouldn't it hurt?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get letters on that one.
We surely will.
I'll pass them along to you.
The number to call is BR549.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I've got a good show going this morning.
Way to go. Thank you.
I tell you what, John was on the show previous to yours, and if I could pass a message along, I do eat tomatoes. I just love tomatoes.
Want to bring some by your house?
Well, he brought some by the station there this morning, and yeah, I mean, you know, you're way out at Swanee, and John didn't think enough of you to bring you some out to Swanee.
Yes, he did.
Oh, he did?
He got me some tomatoes.
Hey, John, listen, John used to be a close and warm personal friend of mine. No more.
All right.
No more.
You take care of yourself.
You bet.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
1-800-572-8255. Ludlow Porch and Denny. And boy, we're having fun now. We're talking about laughter, about humor, about what makes you laugh, about who makes you laugh. Comedy team. I guess comedy teams must come in spurts, because if there's one out there right now, I don't know about them. Maybe they are, and I don't know. But the Laurel and Hardy, the Burns and Allen, Martin and Lewis, Abbott and Costello, even Jackie Gleason and Art Carney, I've heard them compared to Laurel and Hardy. And I think that's an excellent comparison. I don't think there's any problem with that at all. We don't have enough time left to give time to a caller. So if you're on hold, just hang on. We're going to get to you right after we take care of some business. And I tell you that our number is 1-800-572-8255. That's 1-800-572-TALK. Ludlow and Denny in complete charge of this production. And we're going to take some calls and get some of your comments about laughter and find out what makes you laugh. Funniest movie ever? Funniest television series ever? We'll be right back.
Golf Discount Store's Totally Golf, Totally Discount Summer Sale is on now. The best golf equipment. Titleist, Callaway, TaylorMade, Ping, Cobra, FootJoy, Tommy Armour at sizzling hot prices. Powerbuilt TPS sets of 8 irons, investment cast, dynamic gold shafts that retail at $656, now $199.99 at all Pro Golf Discount Stores. Excalibur metal drivers and 3 woods with dynamic gold shaft, retail $90, now $25. Powerbuilt Cabretta leather gloves, retail $13.95 each, now 2 for $12. Men's golf shorts by Nike, Pacific Coast and Divots, $18. Golf shirts by Nike, $18. Dexter or Greenjoy golf shoes by FootJoy, now $39. And you'll get a free pair of socks with purchase. Spalding Top Flight Tour and Tour Edition X-Out golf balls, $6.50 a dozen, limit 2. Nobody offers the huge selection of top golf equipment for less and gives the service to back it. Pro Golf guarantees to beat your best price on any set of clubs in stock or give you the set absolutely free. Pro Golf Discount Stores, Doraville, Roswell, Stone Mountain, and Marietta.
Our new laser system primarily addresses the ability to treat pigment lesions of various kinds, sun-induced and congenital, sometimes called birthmarks, and tattoos.
Dr. Gilbert Kloster talks about the groundbreaking treatment in removing tattoos, liver spots, and birthmarks with Candela lasers at the Atlanta Laser Center.
Tattoo removal involves primarily impacting the pigment in the tattoo with pulses from a very specific laser. It takes about 3 to 6 treatments usually to totally eradicate or remove a tattoo.
They're the only plastic surgery center in Atlanta with this Candela laser procedure.
This is a huge advance in terms of our ability to to provide something for these individuals.
Call the Atlanta Laser Center today.
At the Atlanta Laser Center, our staff welcomes calls from people who are interested in treatment of tattoos or removal of pigmented lesions.
Call 851-2283. Outside Atlanta, 800-97-LASER.
Our center is located near Northside Hospital. We're in a private office building at 875 Johnson Ferry Road.
851-2283. Outside Atlanta, 800-97-LASER.
Yeah, it's 2:33 at News Talk Radio AM-750 WSB. For those who are grammatically pure, that would be yes. You're listening to the best of Ludlow Porch. We'll get back to Ludlow and his wacky friends in just a minute, but first, here is the weather forecast from WSB meteorologist Kirk Mellish.
Overnight, a few clouds, warm and sticky, low around 76. Later today, turning partly sunny, hazy, very hot and steamy, with only a 30% chance for a heavy thunderstorm toward evening, high 97, low 76, and the extended outlook Wednesday through Friday. A little less hot, still only a 30% chance for a late day or early night thunderstorm, highs 92 to 96, lows 73. I'm meteorologist Kirk Mellish in the AM-750 WSB Sauna Bath.
There you go, Kirk. Take it easy, buddy. You'll be all right. Don't worry, folks. We ought to have Kirk revived just in time for Atlanta's morning news at 5 a.m. He'll give you the long-range weather outlook, and hopefully it's going to get better. Right now, WSB color radar is clear, relative humidity 70%, winds west 8 miles an hour, barometer 30.05 and steady. At 2:34, the temperature on Peachtree Street is 80 degrees. That's about 3 degrees above the low we expect overnight. We now return you to the best of Ludlow Porch, already in progress.
Pink Panther makes me laugh. Funny series of movies. Great stuff. Let's talk to our buddy Kitty Litter. Hello, Miss Kitty.
Well, happy Monday, Luddy.
And to you, my love, and to you.
Thank you. While I was sitting here on hold, I just happened to glance at something that I thought was mildly amusing.
What's that?
It's the TV section from the Sunday paper. And down here at the bottom of all these channels, in fine print, it says, the Learning Channel is not carried inside the Atlanta city limits. Now, that's something to ponder.
That's funny.
Yeah, I thought so.
That's funny, yeah.
Well, it's all over Ludlow. You just have to look for it. Humor, that is.
Yeah.
I think, basically, the unexpected is humorous. And I have always maintained that humor is not a thing in the world but thinly veiled tragedy.
Well,
I love punctured pomposity.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have a couple of examples here, and it all happened in Bartow, Florida, my hometown. I was in high school with a good friend whose uncle was the governor of Florida at the time. And his sister was the leading socialite in Bartow, very dignified, very correct, even kept her silver tea service polished at all times.
That is politically correct.
It really is. Well, I was in the movies one Saturday afternoon, and she was sitting in the same row with me, and she got up to leave, and she was wearing a very fancy chiffon blouse with ruffles around the wrist, and she got her sleeve caught in this man's zipper as she went by. Well, I mean, she stood there, the one they placed for her to sit down, she's standing there, fiddling around, and everybody's starting to look at her funny. And finally...
Especially the guy.
Yes. And finally, the guy stood up, and they walked out together.
A gentleman.
Yes, with her sleeve caught in his zipper, and she's trying to pretend like he's not there.
We are talking about a gentleman now.
Yes, we are.
That's funny.
Yes, and a very dignified governor's sister.
That is funny.
Well, the next week, I happened to be sitting in the same pew with her, you should pardon the expression, at a wedding.
Yeah.
And have you ever heard a contralto who sounds like Ezio Penza, who has been so overly trained that it's just really an experience to sit through a number?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Well, we're sitting there in this pew, side by side in the Methodist church, and when this woman stood up to sing, these two little girls in front of us got so tickled. They were jamming their handkerchiefs in their mouth. The more this woman sang, the more tickled they got. Well, I got tickled at them, and then the governor's sister got tickled, and all four of us were sitting there trying not to laugh with our handkerchiefs jammed in our mouth.
And once you start...
Yeah.
Once you start, it's over.
Yes, that's right. Well, basically, and I've already shot this theory all to you-know-where, brevity is the soul of wit. That's an old expression, and let me tell you, it is so true.
Yeah.
My father-in-law thought that wit consisted of length, and he would start telling a story that went on and on and on, your classic Shaggy Dog story.
Yeah.
And he thought the longer he dragged it out and the more attention that he kept focused on himself, the funnier it was. One New Year's Eve at our house, he started in on one of these things, and of course he knew the punchline, and he started getting tickled at his own story, and that's a real no-no. And this went on, I am not kidding, for about 20 minutes, and he got so tickled, he lost control of himself totally and had to be taken home. And I never did find out what the punchline was, and furthermore, I didn't...
Never cared. You're so glad to have him out of that house.
I know it. I know
funny
it.
Stuff. Funny
but
stuff.
One of the, I think, funny things just happen, and you've really got to appreciate them while it happens. When I was in high school in Bartow, Florida, they asked for a quartet from the Glee Club to come over to the women's club meeting and sing Whispering Hope. Well, I was one of the quartet that went, and we're sitting in the back of the room, and at that time, boy, you went to the women's club, and you dressed up, and you wore a hat and gloves.
Oh, yeah.
And even the society editor from the Polk County Democrat was sitting up front taking notes, wearing her usual red hat. The guest speakers were two forest rangers, and they were up front, and one of them was drunk. And one of them was sitting right next to Miss Charlotte, the society editor, who was taking notes.
And wearing a red hat.
Yes. And this guy's in his forest ranger's uniform, and he's sitting next to her. And this is a maiden lady, I guess maybe in her 60s at the time. And he is cozying up to her, and he's got his head on her shoulder, and he's nuzzling her under the neck. And that's the funniest thing I ever did see.
Right out of a Three Stooges movie.
Yeah.
I love it. I got to go, Miss Kitty.
Bye-bye.
Take care of yourself. Talk to you soon.
Right.
1-800-572-8255. More right after this. Hi, Fun Seekers. Ludlow Porch with a special invitation for you. Listen up now, because This Wednesday, July 21st, we're going to be in Columbus, Georgia, doing a remote broadcast, and we want you to come on out and keep us company. We're going to be at Canette Dairy starting at 9 a.m. A lot of the wackos will be there. Denny will be there, and we want you to be there. We're going to rock and stare and throw babies. So you come on out, and we might even give you a little bit of sweet milk. You can't tell. Canette Dairies this very Wednesday at 9 a.m. Come on out and meet the wackos. Say hello. We'll shake hands and have a big time. I'm looking forward to seeing you. So put it on your calendar. Wednesday, July 21st, Canette Dairies in beautiful Columbus, Georgia. Going to be a gala gathering, but it won't be the same if you're not there. See you at 9 o'clock live Wednesday, July 21st at Canette Dairies in Columbus.
Was discovered just to the right of the east, looking down from Canada. From Mexico, look left.
See, that's funny, and I don't even know why. Madison, Georgia, and Ray. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning, Luddy.
How you doing, bud?
Doing fine. How are you?
Good, doing good.
Listen, you talking about stuff to make you laugh?
Yeah.
Okay, television shows comedy shows that come on, like Monday nights, there's a show called Evening Shade with Burt Reynolds.
Funny show.
I love that show.
Yeah.
I love the guy on there. I can't remember his name. The guy that wears glasses on there.
Talking about the assistant coach.
Yeah, the little goofy guy. Yeah, I love him. Yeah.
Herman Stiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny
okay.
character.
There's another show called Coach that comes on. I think Leroy Van Dyke is in it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great show.
No, it's not Leroy. It's Jerry Van Dyke.
Oh, Jerry Van Dyke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was somebody like that. Major Dad, I like that one.
All right.
Okay. Now, Friday night, there's a show that comes on. I can't remember the name of it, but it's about a black family. The daddy is a cop, and there's a little kid who's in love with his daughter. I think his name is Erskine or something.
Yeah.
You know what show I'm talking about?
Is that called Rock?
I don't know if it is or
I
not.
can't remember.
I can't remember the name of it. Maybe somebody can call it.
Yeah.
Okay, now on Saturday mornings, we've got a show that we run here called the Fibber, McGee, and Molly Show. Are you familiar with that show?
No.
It's an old-time radio show that comes on. It's kind of like a...
You're talking about Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
Yeah.
The Johnson's Wax Program.
Listen.
With Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, we run that show here on Saturday mornings in WYTA.
Yeah, I interviewed Fibber one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, mean-natured old man who didn't want to be interviewed. I don't know why he agreed to it. He was bored to death.
Yeah, I finally listened to that show for the first time Saturday morning.
Great show.
Yeah, it is.
Great
and
show.
Also, all of the wackos on the Ludlow Porch show.
All of them make you laugh.
Yeah.
All of them?
Yes, sir.
Big Ray.
Even myself, I make myself laugh.
You take care of your bad self.
Okay, you too.
I'll talk to you, old friend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Go to Canton, Georgia, and talk to Bill me later. Hello, Bill.
Good morning, Luddy.
How you doing?
Good. I guess I'm like Ray. I'm easy to please when it comes to comedy. I like them all, but
yeah, I'm a lot that way. There are a few that I can't go with, but for the most part, I'm an easy target.
If it's funny, I'm gonna laugh. But I guess my favorite TV series was Beverly Hillbillies. I laugh when the thing's coming on when they get started.
Yeah, well, that thing was in the top 10 for a number of years.
Yeah, well, Andy Griffith, too. Barney, he's outrageous along with Floyd and the rest of the bunch, and Ernest T. But Gomer Pyle's, his show was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And I guess characters on the TV series, Mr. Haney and Mr. Kimball, was always a blast to laugh at.
Two funny guys, yeah.
Movies, I like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. You ever see that?
Yep, good one. Good one.
That was good, and of course I like Slapstick, The Three Stooges.
How about Blazing Saddles? How do you rank Blazing Saddles?
It was okay. I didn't think it was as good as Planes, Trains, Automobiles. But,
I loved Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, it was real good. I liked it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about comedians such as Stephen Wright, and Rodney Dangerfield, those kind of guys.
I like Dangerfield a lot, and I think when Stephen Wright is funny, he's the funniest man around.
Yeah.
Sometimes he'll get into a routine that's either, I don't know whether it's far over my head or too subtle for me. I don't think so. But for the most part, I got a couple of his tapes, and I'll ride along and laugh out loud in the car.
Yeah. I went to see him at Chastain one time. He was just hilarious down there. Of course, George Carlin, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Red Skelton, classic.
Yeah. Red Skelton, if you ever get a chance to listen to any Red Skelton's radio shows, Red Skelton was better on radio than anything else.
Oh, yeah.
He made a lot of movies that I enjoyed, but on radio, Red Skelton he was really in his element, I believe.
Well, when you look at him on TV, too, just his face will make you laugh.
Yeah.
Just looking at him.
Yeah.
But, I tell you what, something we always forget is cartoon comedy. Like the Pink Panther you just played, I love that.
Yeah.
And the Road Runner. It's funny to me because I like watching it. Every time I see the coyote fall, I start laughing. You know, he's been had.
Yeah, I've got a friend got a very contagious laugh. I mean, he can start laughing, and he'll have everybody in the movie laughing. And I used to get a big kick out of going to the movies with him, because when that would come on, he would start to laugh before it started, and he didn't quit. And he had everybody within 7 rows around him giggling and laughing because he was.
Yeah.
Funny
it is
stuff.
Contagious.
Yeah.
Well, the last thing I think is my favorite team was Abbott and Costello, who did Who's on First. Every time I hear that, I can't believe they did it and pulled it off like they did.
Stood up over the years, too, didn't it?
Yes, sir.
That's what knocks me out is the fact.
All right, I'll let you go, Letty.
You be good. I'll talk to you.
See you.
Bye-bye. Let's go to Cleveland, Tennessee, and talk to Walter Melon. Hello, Walter.
Morning, Mr. Porch.
How you doing, old friend?
I'm fine.
Good.
Quick comment before I tell you my funny.
All right.
I was down in Atlanta this weekend, and I ate at the Varsity. And there's a photograph up there. I'm getting my mustard. It's a picture of you up there.
Yeah, somebody was telling me about that the other day. I hadn't been around to that side of the Varsity in a while. I know.
Hey, there's a lot of frieds in there.
Yeah, big place.
A lot of people. The Greasy Spoon.
I love it.
Hey, I want to give you my funny. I'm an old Charlie Brown fan from back in the 60s. I collected a lot of old books. There's one I read about, and I go back and reread it. It's one of my favorite funnies. You got the picture here. Lucy, Linus, and Chucky Brown. They're laying on a little hill, look like no bigger than a pitcher's mound, and they're looking up at the clouds. Linus, in his meditation, he turns to Lucy. He says, "What do you see forming in the clouds?" Lucy says, "I see the great Theos snaring an eagle as a gift for one of his concubines." Linus says, "Well, I see beautiful Greek goddess Atrissa standing before the great temple at Sardonis." "What do you see, Charlie Brown?" He says, "Well, I was going to say a ducky and a horsey, but I changed my mind." He never made it on a level. I guess I'm Charlie Brown. It's tough making it live.
One of my favorites.
I enjoyed it. Hey, Rodney Dangerfield said, "I get no respect. I went to school one day, came back, folks moved away and didn't leave a forwarding address."
Yeah, funny, or he says, "I got in a taxi cab and told the driver to take me where the action was, and he took me to my house."
He lives with it, doesn't it? Good remark in the background, Maurice.
Hang in there, big boy.
That's great.
I'll
Thanks,
talk to you.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
1-800-572-8255. Ludlow and Denny having a big time. Want to hear from you. Talking about what makes you laugh. Let me tell you what might make you smile. Just could make you smile is a new deal, a little bonus from our friends at Allergy Free, makers of the electrostatic air filter, the permanent electrostatic air filter. If you order one of these air filters, and Lord knows you need to, starting today until the 24th, they're going to give you a free bottle of their air filter cleaner concentrate with the purchase of every allergy-free electrostatic air filter. Now, all it means is that you're going to get it cleaner whenever you take just those few minutes that you're going to need to wash it out. Easy to do. Easy to install, easy to own. You do this, you call these folks. This is important. Anybody under your roof got problems with an allergy? Anybody under your roof is an asthma sufferer? You need this. You really need this. And right now, with the weather being so dry and everything being so dusty, you need to keep that dust out of your house. You can do that. Did you know that? You can keep that dust out of your house. You can catch it in that filter. Fact. Need to try. You call these folks 1-800-ALLERGY. 1-800-ALLERGY. When a lady answers the phone, first words out of your mouth, Ludlow Porch told me to call. You do that, you get a discount. This thing is only $59.95. Plus, you get a free bottle of the wonderful air filter cleaner concentrate. 1-800-ALLERGY. Don't put this off. It works. If it doesn't do the job for you, if it doesn't do exactly what we say it'll do, you got 30 days to try it, free for nothing, and we'll give you your money back. 1-800-ALLERGY. 1-800-ALLERGY. You call these folks today. Don't forget, get that discount. Tell them Ludlow told you to call. Get the discount and the free bottle of their wonderful air filter cleaner concentrate. 1-800-ALLERGY.
So it's agreed? We'll hire a new production supervisor right away?
Right, Jim. Maybe you can find someone who stays more than 6 months. Dream on. How about somebody who can stay on schedule?
Or someone who can learn that new computer program.
Okay, calm down. Now, is that all you want?
No, this one needs good references and experience supervising all kinds of people.
No problem.
If you need someone special, call 1-800-727-3677.
Hello, Operation Transition. I'd like to sign up for your resume and referral system and place an ad on your electronic bulletin board.
Operation Transition puts you in touch with some of the most highly trained, highly professional people in the country. Today's vets. In every job category, from engineer to electrician, machinist to manager, today's military veterans bring a new level of discipline and dedication to the job.
So, Jim, how's it going?
I've got 6 resumes coming in on the fax. 6? No problem.
Call 1-800-727-3677. Hire today's vets. It's not only the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do. A public service message from the Department of Defense.
Mugu?
Yeah, Lloyd.
Listen, I have an idea that could radically advance civilization as we know it.
Hey, we're prehistoric men. Let's not get fancy.
Now, imagine this. We come back to the cave after a long day of berry gathering and woolly mammoth hunting.
Yeah?
We put our feet up on a rock and relax by a roaring fire.
Fire? What's that?
It's a hot burning thing we can use to cook.
The woolly mammoth?
No, the berries.
Where'd we get this fire?
Well, we invent it. You see, all we need is some flint to make sparks, and they got loads of flint over in Thor's village.
No, we don't want to have to talk to them. They're old, a different color, they're bad dancers.
All right, we'll go to the Valley of the Sophies then.
Women? You want to deal with women? They're not like us. Forget it.
Hey, listen, if this fire thing works, we're talking big bucks.
Okay, maybe that new immigrant tribe has flint.
You want to talk to foreigners? Hey, I'd rather talk to the tribe that uses wheelchairs.
Okay, forget it. Fire is probably a stupid idea. Let's just eat our berries cold.
Oh, good. Pass the cream.
Where'd you get that fire idea?
I heard some guys in the Worsley tribe talking
No
about
wonder. What if bald guys know?
The Leadership Conference Education Fund and the Advertising Council remind you that our strength, our progress depend on our diversity.
Now we're going to hear a comedy classic. See if this makes you laugh.
I'd like to play on the team myself. You know, I know something about baseball.
Well, that would be accomplished.
Well, I'd like to know some of the guys' names on the team, so when I meet them on the street or in the ballpark, I'll be able to say hello to them.
Why, surely I'll introduce you to the boys. Did you know, strange as it may seem, they give these ball players nowadays very peculiar names.
You mean funny names?
Nicknames, pet names, like Dizzy Dean,
Philadelphia?
Daffy Dean, and...
I'm their French cousin.
French cousin?
Goofy.
Goofy. Well, now, let's see. We have on the bags, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
That's what I want to find out.
What silly name? I say who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
Are you the manager?
Yes.
You know the fellow's name?
Well, I should.
Well, then who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name.
That's it.
That's who?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who?
Have you got a first baseman?
Who is on first?
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Now tell me who's on first.
That's right.
I want to know what's the guy's name on first base.
No, what's on second
I'm
base?
not asking you who's on second.
Who is on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. Now, we're not asking third. Now, let's get together.
How did I get on third base?
You have to mention his name.
If I mention a third baseman's name, who did I face playing third base?
No, who is playing first?
I'm not asking you who's on first.
Who is on first?
I'm asking you what's the guy's name on third?
What is on second?
Who's on second?
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on third.
There I go, back on third again.
I can't change their name.
You got a first baseman?
Absolutely.
When you pay him off every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it. Why not? The man's entitled to it.
Who is?
Yes.
So who gets it?
Sure he does. Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it.
Whose wife?
Yes.
Well, all I'm trying to find out is what's the guy's name on first base?
Listen, what is on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who is on first?
I don't know. Third base. I pick it up. You got an outfield?
Well, surely.
The left fielder's name.
Why?
I just thought I'd ask.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you.
Then tell me who's playing left field.
Who is playing first?
Stay out of the infield.
Abbott and Costello. Truly a classic.
About Ludlow, something good about Ludlow. I just wanted to say that, I'll give his 800 number. That's just 1-800. Let me see. 1-800.
Yes, indeed. 1-800-572-8255. And good morning, fun seekers. Hi, y'all. If you're just joining us, we've been talking about laughter. Reader's Digest says it's the best medicine, and I believe it. What makes you laugh? What kind of comedy do you like? And it can run anywhere from Andrew Dice Clay, heaven forbid, to the Three Stooges. Stand-up comedians, one-liners, comedy teams, sketch comedians, the Carol Burnett, Harvey Korman, Tim Conway variety of comedians, storytellers, the Buddy Hackett's of the world, funny writers, Mark Twain, Will Rogers, cartoonists, funny television series, the funniest television series, funniest movie ever, funniest single line you ever heard. Let's diagnose some of your preferences in laughter, in humor, as we talk to our beloved Roxanne. Hello, young lady.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Okay, I agree with you that laughter is the best medicine for everything and for everybody.
I do. Yeah, I believe that.
I'd like to start out with something you mentioned early on, and that was Gary Larson.
Yeah.
The Far Side, I think, is just, too wild. And there was one fairly recently that I laughed over for weeks. I cut it out and I went nuts over it. That was the cowboys sitting around the campfire singing.
Yeah.
I wonder who wrote the book of
Yeah, Like to Kill Me. I told 50 people about that.
That Like to Kill Me too.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. And yet I showed it to a couple people and they didn't. They didn't laugh like I did. I fell down laughing.
Yeah.
They didn't affect them that way at all.
You know, that's the amazing part about humor. What we think is funny, somebody else might not.
I think my favorite all-time comedy show on television, my all-time favorite, for me, would have to be Gleason and the Honeymooners with Art Carney.
Yeah, well, that's a classic. I mean,
to me, they were the greatest. They were, to me, the greatest.
You can kind of put that one off by itself.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just like you put Gone with the Wind off by itself there, and you put, different things. This show, I think Jackie Gleason was the most underrated actor, one of the most underrated actors of all time, and one of the most unappreciated comedians, as he never got any actual recognition from his peers, which I think is very, very sad. But because he was a great, great comedian and a great, great actor. I love the Marx Brothers, the Three Stooges, Johnny Winters. Absolutely folds me up.
Yeah, me too. Do we have any comedy teams out there now?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
There may be. There may be. I'll tell you, the stand-up comics, there's a lot of them that I like that I don't know their names.
Yeah, me too.
And I don't know their names, but there's very few women comics that I enjoy. But I'll tell you one, she just tickles me just to think about her. And that is, I don't know if you've ever seen her, Judy Tenuta and her accordion.
Yeah, I have seen her, too.
A crazy lady.
And there's another one, too.
Absolute
I think
crazy
the other one's name is Elaine Boozer.
Elaine Boozer, yeah.
Yeah.
She's funny.
Very funny.
She's funny. But not too many of the women really knocked me out. I think the funniest movie I have ever seen, I've been trying to think while I've been on hold of something that I'll probably think of it after I hang up, funnier than this movie, but I've told you about this before, and that is The Jerk.
Yeah.
That movie just killed me.
Yeah,
I
funny movie.
laughed so hard, I actually had tears running down my cheeks.
Funny movie. But you know what? That movie was pretty subtle. There was a lot of slapstick in it, but mixed in with the slapstick, there was some throwaway lines, like when they were shooting him in the service station. He said, "They're killing the oil."
Yeah. So there was so much in that, but there was so much in that movie to follow.
Yeah.
Really. And I don't know if you remember, he was a stand-up comic, and Johnny Carson was the first one. He had him on his show. He had done, I think, one or two commercials, and then Johnny Carson had him on his show some years back, and that's a man named Billy Soucy, who did that Raymond J. Johnson Jr. commercial.
Yes.
Remember him?
Yes. Very well.
This guy was funny. And I also saw him do a couple of other bits on Johnny's show.
Let me tell you a guy who got away from stand-up, who I think may have been one of the top 3 stand-ups that ever lived, but he got to making so much money as a comedic actor that he stopped doing stand-up, and that's Don Adams.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Don
that's
Adams,
true.
one of the great stand-ups.
He went strictly into acting, didn't he?
Yeah, we had that big hit with Get Smart, and I guess he didn't need to do this.
Yeah, I guess he didn't need to, but he was good.
Yeah.
You know, now, as far as writers go, now, I'll tell you, Lewis is very funny, but he also makes me cry. So does that count?
No, I think good writers do that.
It does. He does. He really makes me weep.
I think good writers do that. I got to run, my sweet.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Call us again. 1-800-572-8255. More conversation right after this. One 800-572-8255 as we go to Carrollton and talk to Mike. Good morning, Mike.
Hello, Ludlow.
How you doing, big guy?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing good.
I tell you who really made me laugh a lot, and that was Ernie Kovacs.
Oh, yeah.
He just didn't hang around long enough.
Yeah, big Ernie Kovacs fan, yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever read Mad magazine when you were coming up?
Oh, yeah.
Now that makes me laugh, Mad magazine.
Funny stuff.
Yep. I think the last comedy team we had that was actually funny was probably Bush and Quayle. Now, they were pretty good.
Yeah, different.
Yeah. It was a long movie, though. What was that, a 4-year-long movie? But I like dry humor a lot, too.
Yeah, you remember Stilla and Mira?
Yeah. Their son, Ben Stiller, had a show on recently. I don't know if you saw it or not. It was on Fox Network. And he's pretty funny.
Yeah, I think they both wanted to be single performers, but I always liked them very much as a team, but they kind of both went their separate ways.
Yeah, they have a son who they passed it on into the genes.
Well, that's good. That's
Ben
good.
Stiller. I love Benny Hill.
Yeah, we'll miss Benny Hill.
Yeah, Benny Hill was, I could just look at him.
Yeah.
Him giving that little silly salute.
A typical music hall or vaudeville comedian who never stopped doing that, who just took that right into television with him.
Yeah, he was one of the greats.
Good stuff, no question about it.
And Jackie Gleason, funny guy.
Yep.
I don't believe all this crap that came out later on about him. You know, I think that's what's in vogue now, to write a book after somebody dies.
What came out about him?
Oh, that he was a womanizer and...
Oh, I don't think there's any question about that. Didn't you know that when he was alive?
But not,
I think he was a womanizer, a two-fisted drinker, and the guy pretty much into himself. But that doesn't it take away a minute of the laughter he gave me.
Yeah, well, it's like Babe Ruth. Sure, he probably did it, but my God.
I mean, probably.
you know, you have to look at the person and the situation.
Yeah, I understand.
And,
I'm not. Please believe me when I tell you I'm not putting Jackie Gleason down.
Oh, that.
But I don't think there's much secret about that when he was alive. I don't think he made a secret about it.
Yeah. Funny guy, and Art Carney.
Oh, one of the best comedy teams certainly in my lifetime.
And Jack Benny.
Oh yeah.
And the immortal Bob Hope.
Yeah, Bob's still around.
Yeah, he's so topical, and he stayed that way all through his career. You know, if it's in the news, he's gonna be funny about it.
I think Bob Hope, in my opinion, of course, with a career that long, who's to say? But I think that the high point of his career were the year of the road movie, the years of the road movie.
Yeah.
Because that was when he was also the top star, or one of the top stars on radio. And what a career! What a career!
Yeah, those were some of the best comedy movies I ever saw.
Yeah, me too. And they didn't take themselves seriously. They kind of
not at all.
The whole thing was kind of tongue in cheek.
And you can put it almost in the class with the Marx Brothers.
Yep, very close. Yeah, you're right. Farce for the sake of farce.
Ludlow, there was one thing in the shopper that comes out through the mail once a week. People get to write in and sell things, little ads and things. One woman was selling some furniture, and she had one night stand, $25. I thought that was pretty funny.
Wonderful. I got to go, Mike.
All right, you have a good day, Ludlow.
All right, buddy. Take care of yourself.
Bye-bye.
1-800-572-8255. More right after this. Hot Fun Seekers, Ludlow Porch with a special invitation for you. Listen up now, because this Wednesday, July 21st, we're going to be in Columbus, Georgia, doing a remote broadcast, and we want you to come on out and keep us company. We're going to be at Canet Dairy starting at 9 a.m. A lot of the wackos will be there. Denny will be there, and we want you to be there. We're going to rock and stare and throw babies. So you come on out, and we might even give you a little bit of sweet milk. You can't tell. Canet Dairies this very Wednesday at 9 a.m. Come on out and meet the wackos. Say hello. We'll shake hands and have a big time. I'm looking forward to seeing you. So put it on your calendar. Wednesday, July 21st, Canet Dairies in beautiful Columbus, Georgia. Going to be a gala gathering, but it won't be the same if you're not there. See you at 9 o'clock live Wednesday, July 21st at Canet Dairies in Columbus. $1-800-572-8255. The things that make you laugh. Let's talk to Junebug. Hello, Junebug.
Good morning, Luddy.
How you doing, my friend?
You know what? This morning, I'll tell you, out of a hot doldrums, you're really putting some great fresh air back in the atmosphere.
You mean it's hot at your house this morning?
Oh, it's terrible. Just awful.
Everywhere.
I was out there at 5 o'clock in the morning looking around to see if it looked like we were going to have any clouds, but I don't see any yet.
Yeah, no, we're not expecting. I went out last night about 9 o'clock hoping to see some thunder shower, but I didn't.
You know, I think the idea of a wacko rain dance would be great. I'm telling you.
Do we have any wackos that could do a rain dance? I'd love
Lord, they have to wear clothes, though. We can't have any nudies.
Oh, certainly not.
I about died when I heard about that couple that got married in the nude, and the only thing she wore was a string of pearls and her stockings, and he wore a gold chain. I heard that at 5 o'clock this morning. I thought, what is this world coming to?
Where did that take place, Jim?
I've forgotten the name of the place, but it's here in this country, that's for sure.
A lot of
and the mother, the only thing, now this just got me, and I thought, you know, there's some things that don't come quite under the bounds of decency and some things in reporting, but said the mother said that the only photo she wanted to see was of the waist up.
Yeah.
I bet died.
A lot of tackiness in the world.
Isn't that awful? Just plain tacky. That's all it is. And tacky is not limited to a southern colloquialism either.
No.
It's all over the world. Listen, my favorite type of humor is a nomenclature type. I think it's the most thought-provoking humor there is.
Yeah.
And, you know, when my old girl was my big girl now was a little girl about 4 years ago, she came out with this brilliant remark. And I said, Renee, where did you hear that? And she says, oh, I just noted up. Well, I don't know where Norman gets his material, but it sounds like it came out of his head and his heart, and he just noted up.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get a little one-line mini-sermon.
I mean, it's the most thought-provoking thing. You know, it's humor, but at the same time, it really starts your brain cells working in the right way.
I hope he's listening while he's sitting around writing philosophy.
You know, I really do. I think it's just fascinating, and I'll tell you, laughter is the best medicine, and not only that, it's a great preventive health treatment, too.
Yeah.
But you know, one of the funniest things that I go back in time, and I won't tell you how far back in time, you have a pretty good idea, but with Laurel and Hardy, they had every type of comedy. I mean, they could do things with their eyes, just look at each other, that would just put you in stitches, you know.
Very, very, very subtle stuff, but they were very good at the slapstick, too.
And, you know, they really, I mean, you didn't feel like you were watching somebody putting on a show. They made you feel like you were a part of the act, you know?
I loved them.
And I love the situation comedy of Lucille Ball. I guess because she reminded me of so much of the dumb things I do myself.
America's favorite.
You know, let me tell you what. A week ago last Saturday, I went to the Watson family reunion in Greenville, and I saw cousins and people there that I hadn't seen in 40 years. And I'm going to tell you, Luddy, I felt so much at home. So many people came up, and they said that they listened to Ludlow. And, you know, I told you, if it'd been my own kin that they'd said something about it, wouldn't have made me any happier. And I was so proud of the fact that you are all over the country, and particularly up there in the Piedmont area.
You take care of your sweet self.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Talk to my buddy, the Rattler. Hello, Rattler. Rattler, are you there? I guess the rascal had to go. 1-800-572-8255. Let's talk to Fred in South Carolina. Hello, Fred.
Hello, Ludlow.
How you doing?
I understand you didn't get the rain either.
Not a drop.
Did you know we got a whole inch here last night?
Well, good for you.
But on both sides of it, it was a disaster. They said that 1,000 people without power. But anyway, we can use that rain.
Here.
What I got two things. Like my friend used to say, I'll tell you the second one first.
All right, go ahead. Are you there, Fred?
Yeah.
You keep fading out on us, partner.
Well, that's
Let's try it again.
That's Southern Bell's telephone.
Okay.
Anyway, I heard that lady talking about the gentleman and the lady that got connected in the theater or somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, now, I actually saw that happen back during the war years.
You there?
Yep, yeah.
Okay, go ahead. You're doing all right.
This infantry camp here, and I don't care what movie it was, you had to stand in line.
Right.
Well, this gentleman in front of us, somebody told him his zipper was open. He reached down and zipped it up and caught the lady's skirt in front of him.
That's awful.
Well, they had to finally go off lockstep into a private room somewhere to get that undone.
Gotta feel sorry for both of them.
That was one of the funniest things I ever saw.
Gotta feel sorry for both of them. Call us again, Fred.
Man, wait. I got one other thing.
You gotta be about 30 seconds.
All right, I've been waiting on somebody to mention Brother Dave Gardner.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard his name.
Yeah, well, you're right. We need to talk more about Brother Dave.
One of the greatest comedians that's ever been.
No question about it.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Take care of yourself. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
3:31 at News Talk Radio AM-750 WSB. You're listening to the best of Ludlow Porch, and we'll get back to Ludlow and his wacky friends in just a moment. But first, let's get the weather forecast. Here's WSB meteorologist Kirk Mellish.
Okay, let's take a quick look at the weather. Partly cloudy, temperatures less than 10% today, tonight, and tomorrow, with little change less than 20% out of the west to 10 miles per hour, with gusts up to 8 in areas of intensity. The forecast for the metropolitan and surrounding two-state humidities under mostly skies, I have 8:15 a.m. That's 6:35 Celsius.
All right, Kirk, thanks. Right now, WSB color radar is clear. Relative humidity 85%. Winds west 12 miles an hour. No, I'm sorry, the wind's west at 3 miles an hour, and the barometer is falling 30.02. At 3:33, the temperature on Peachtree Street, 79 degrees. Coming up later on Atlanta's Morning News, we only got up to 99 yesterday. Meteorologist Kirk Mellish to get new data on weather and end may be in sight for the heat wave. Meanwhile, we're looking at date number 21 with a high above 90. We'll get a reaction to the resignation of the head of one of the state's most powerful agencies and where the Department of Family and Children's Services may be headed next. Plus, do you realize we're just a short car lease away from the 1996 Olympics? 3 years from today, the games begin. We'll have a look at where we stand on getting everything done in time. Plus, Bill Rosinski will have all the sports highlights. So tune in at 5 a.m. for Atlanta's Morning News with Scott Slade, Bob Cox, Marcy Williams, and Richard Sangster. Don't miss a minute. And now we rejoin the Ludlow Porch Show, already in progress.
Speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman. Yes, it's Superman. Strange visitor from another planet who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman, who can change the course of mighty rivers, bend steel in his bare hands, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the American way.
He was 5 feet 8, a powerful man, and he weighed about 200 pounds. A former Teamsters leader that I've just got to track down. They say he may be under the Giants' end zone. That's why I'm out here digging up bones, and I'll keep searching till I'm 6 feet underground. 'Cause she said when they find Jimmy Hoffa, that's when I'll come back to you.
Oh, a sad love song. When they find Jimmy Hoffa, I'll come back to you. Tugs at your heartstrings, doesn't it? Jackie in Snellville. Good morning, Jackie.
Good morning, sir.
How you doing?
Well, I'm just doing wonderful. Just straight back from the old pod.
All right. And had a big time?
I had a marvelous time. I can't begin to tell you. In fact, I was thinking that Monty Python would be the absolute best thing for me to talk about because I love Monty Python so much.
Uh-huh.
And I had just gotten back from Britain. And I had a wonderful time. Did in London a couple of days. And then I'd like to share with your listeners the best-kept secret in tourism history.
What is that?
There is a little place in northwestern Wales. We decided not to do all the touristy things. We rented a car, and we drove. My husband wanted to go sit on a mountaintop and stare out into the distance. And we just wanted to do something unusual, so we drove to northern Wales to a little town called Llandudno. That's Llandudno.
Okay.
It is as if you took the North Carolina mountains and you spudged them up against an ocean, and then around this bay, and then you put up 4- and 5-story little Victorian hotels all the way around it.
Pretty nice.
It was unreal,
Yeah.
and there was nobody there. I mean, there was just locals. I think it's where all the people from Liverpool. It's not a real fancy place, but it was unbelievable. It was so beautiful, 70-degree high every day.
Now, you see, not a fancy place could mean a number of things. It could mean anywhere from no cable television to no mattresses.
No. I will tell you this. The toilets flushed. There was running water. There was, it was a fairly elegant little hotel. You did have the 4 basic cable stations that you have, or channels that you have all over England. No. It was lovely. It was not the Ritz-Carlton, let's put it that way. But it was very, very, I mean, I was never for once inconvenienced at all.
That sounds like an ideal spot.
I have had quaint, I have had quaint just absolutely poured into my veins for the past week.
Yeah, no tourists is the key. If you get to a place where they don't know what about tourists, and they...
And all the people were so friendly and so sweet. But we drove all over Wales. And I went to Castle Carnarvon. Have you ever been to Castle Carnarvon?
No.
It is the ultimate medieval castle built like 12-something.
I'm pretty sick of castles.
Are you really?
Yeah, they decided in Russia they were going to show us every castle in Russia.
I see. Well, these were ruins. They weren't.
Yeah, but everything, even the new buildings in Russia are ruins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. Never mind that.
It's just one castle will wind me up for a trip.
Well, I had never seen a real castle,
yeah.
So I needed to see that castle, and I climbed up the turrets and looked and I took 700 million castle pictures. Went to Stonehenge, was not impressed.
No?
No, didn't think much of Stonehenge.
But I need to run, but all in all, you would recommend it, and you had a whale of a time.
I think that everybody needs to explore northern Wales. It's the most beautiful place I've ever seen in my life.
I'm going to put it on my list because I really, really want to do
stuff
that.
About it.
Do it.
Okay.
You be sweet.
Take care.
Glad you called.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Canton, Georgia, and Lou. What do you say, Lou?
Hey.
How you doing?
Fine.
Good.
I want to tell you one that I like real well. I guess you'd call it a one-liner.
Yeah.
But this fellow lived in such a rough neighborhood that he had a bullet hole tattooed between his eyes, and when the shooting started, he just fell over and hoped they'd think he was dead. I like something like that.
That's funny, Lou.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how about the one, this is, my doctor told me this. I think it could be true. I went to him and told him that I thought that I was going nuts and that it run in my family, insanity did, and I was just kind of worried about it. And he said, well, let me tell you about this fellow that came in and said, Doc, I think I'm gay. And he said, well, what makes you think that? And he said, well, my daddy was. And he said, well, I don't think. He said, well, my grandpa was too. And he said, are there anybody in your family that likes girls? And he studied me and said, yeah, my sister. So I just thought them was right.
Lou, you're a wild woman. You are a wild woman.
Hey, I want to know where that record is. I just love that. First time I ever heard When They Find Jimmy Hoffa. Who made that thing? And I'll buy it. That's just the kind of music I like, too. That mournful stuff.
Yeah, made by a man, I think Tim Wilson.
Is it like on the, is it for sale or is it just something you have?
Call 1-800-9.
Wait a minute. 1-800 what?
92 Lowry, Lowry.
Okay. That's where I can get it.
Tell them I told you to call and you want to order the record about Jimmy Hoffa.
Okay. All right.
You be sweet. I'll talk to you soon.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Lou, truly a funny lady. 1-800-57, for the first time she called here, she claimed to be from New Jersey with that accent. Great, funny lady. 1-800-572-8255. Ludlow and Denny holding forth on a great day. Let's want to remind all you folks in the Columbus area and in the Spartanburg area, I want you to come to Columbus wherever you are this Wednesday. Denny and I are going to be at Connect Dairies, open to the public. We want you to come by and watch us broadcast. We'll be there starting at 9 o'clock, obviously, and we hope that you will come by. Going to be fun and visit with all our friends in Columbus. We'll be right back after this.
Pro Golf Discount Store's Totally Golf, Totally Discount Summer Sale is on now. The best golf equipment. Titleist, Callaway, TaylorMade, Ping, Cobra, FootJoy, Tommy Armour at sizzling hot prices. Power Built TPS sets of 8 irons, investment cast, dynamic gold shafts that retail at $656, now $199.99 at all Pro Golf Discount Stores. Excalibur metal drivers and 3 woods with dynamic gold shaft, retail $90, now $25. Power Built Cabretta leather gloves, retail $13.95 each, now 2 for $20. $12. Men's golf shorts by Nike Pacific Coast and Divots, $18. Golf shirts by Nike, $18. Dexter or Greenjoy golf shoes by FootJoy, now $39. And you'll get a free pair of socks with purchase. Spalding Top Flight Tour and Tour Edition X-Out golf balls, $6.50 a dozen, limit 2. Nobody offers the huge selection of top golf equipment for less and gives the service to back it. Pro Golf guarantees to beat your best price on any set of clubs in stock or give you the set absolutely free. Pro Golf discount stores, Doraville, Roswell, Stone Mountain, and Marietta.
Good morning. It's 3:42 at News Talk Radio, AM-750, WSB. You're listening to the best of Ludlow Porch and enjoying it, too. We'll get back to Ludlow and his friends in just a minute. But first, coming up later on Atlanta's Morning News, you know, we only got up to 99 degrees yesterday. Meteorologist Kirk Mellish is going to get some new data on weather. An end is in sight for the heat wave. Meanwhile, we're looking at day number 21 with a high above 90. We'll get reaction to the resignation of the head of one of the state's most powerful agencies and where the Department of Family and Children's Services may be headed next. Plus, do you realize we're just a short car lease away from the 1996 Olympics? 3 years from today, the games begin, and we're going to have a look at where we stand on getting everything done in time. And we're going to have Bill Rosinski with the sports highlights, too, so don't miss a minute of Atlanta's Morning News beginning at 5 a.m. with Scott Slade, Bob Cox, Marcy Williams, and Richard Sangster. Now let's get the weather forecast. Here's WSB meteorologist Kirk Mellish.
Overnight, a few clouds, warm and sticky, low around 76. Later today, turning partly sunny, hazy, very hot and steamy, with only a 30% chance for a heavy thunderstorm toward evening, high 97, low 76, and the extended outlook Wednesday through Friday. A little less hot, still only a 30% chance for a late day or early night thunderstorm, highs 92 to 96, lows 73. I'm meteorologist Kirk Mellish in the AM-750 WSB Sauna Bath.
And thanks, Kirk. Right now, WSB color radar is clear. Relative humidity, 85%. Winds are from the west, about 3 miles an hour. Barometer, 30.02 and falling. At 3:44, temperature on Peachtree Street, 79 muggy degrees.
Happen Seekers, Ludlow Porch with more news about our friends at Allergy Free, makers of the permanent electrostatic air filter. I hope by now you know that if you've got somebody in your family who suffers with an allergy or with asthma, that the allergy-free filter will help them. That's a fact. That's a given. I hope you know by now that if you tell them I told you to call, you can have this installed in your home for $59.95 and really create a cleaner, healthier environment for you and your family to live. I hope you know by now that they'll give you your money back if you try this and it doesn't do exactly what they say it'll do. You call them. 1-800-ALLERGY. Call them right now, my friends. Call them right now, and you're going to get a free bottle of their air filter cleaner concentrate with the purchase of the allergy-free electrostatic air filter. These are good people. They make a fantastic product, and it will result in a cleaner, healthier environment. 1-800-ALLERGY. That's 1-800-ALLERGY. And be sure and tell them Ludlow told you to call.
Entran, por favor, entran.
One 800-572-8255 as we go to Columbus, Georgia, and talk to the Georgia Bulldog. Good morning, cousin.
Good morning. Old Denny or somebody got things messed up before we started playing the polka music.
Uh-huh.
I heard a bunch of Spanish people talking.
That's a Spanish polka.
Was that? You're kidding me?
Did you think in your wildest dreams that Denny had made a mistake? Listen to this.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. I knew that would appeal to you.
Oh, that sounds like a Denny happening right there.
That's exactly right.
How about some funny people?
All right.
Ray Stevens.
Very funny, yeah.
He floors me on everything he does, especially about the squirrel.
Knocks me out.
A couple others you got, Milton Crabapple.
Yeah.
Madam Zero, she just is a hoot. She gets to going, especially if you see her at a wacko hat.
And she gets on a roll.
Oh yeah, and just the more you add to it, the worse the madam gets. And I just love it.
Or the better she gets.
Well, yeah, I shouldn't say worse. She's the sweetest thing in the world. But I mean, when she gets on a roll, it just rolls and rolls and rolls. How about Zero?
Zero's crazy. I love Zero to death.
And Rendezvous.
Yeah. Do you remember how Zero first started calling? He was practicing to be an acrobat.
Well, now, see, Zero's been calling longer than I have.
And see, his specialty was a 1.5 backflip.
I remember that now. Yeah, because he's told about it since then.
And he was always in the hospital.
Well, you know, he kept himself in the hospital a lot or else locked up because of things he did.
He needs to be locked up.
But, I mean, didn't you have to finally bail him out of jail in Jacksonville, Florida?
No, that was that was Edna and Ray.
Was Edna and Ray was the one that got him out there? I thought you had
No. I got Edna out. It was after they had
Zero.
No, she was with Ray, her husband.
But I thought Zero got put in jail. I thought Edna and Ray got put in jail because of shooting out of season.
No. Well, she'd been in jail a number of times. First time I got her out of jail, she was in Jacksonville, and they were worried about violence, and they had you remember this? They had the policeman down there on horseback.
Oh yeah.
And one of them got in front of her while she was trying to watch a football game, and she took his horse away from him.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Yeah.
Well, I know Ray and Edna about the two funniest. I would say, wish Edna would be on the program sometime.
I wish they'd. I hope they come to Columbus. I've invited them.
You think? Well, that means Buffy might be down there too, then, wouldn't it?
I think Buffy could show up almost anywhere.
Doggone, with her clothes on, or
of course,
it's optional, isn't it?
Of course, with her clothes on. Buffy is a lady of great good taste. Now, she don't wear a lot of clothes.
But what she does wear is good taste.
That's right, and tight.
Well, what about the old gal that used to be the stripper?
Oh, you talking about the
Earlene P. Bountiful.
World's only country western exotic stripper. Yes, she's a funny lady.
Would she take a day job?
Yes, it's hard for her. She calls every once in a while, but it's rare because she's working in the daytime now.
All right, one other one. How about Jerry Lewis? To a lot of people, he's not funny, but some of his old films, I just could sit there and laugh and cry.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. As I said earlier, during the early 50s, I was convinced that the team of Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis were the funniest people I'd ever seen.
But when they split the covers, didn't they?
Really did. Probably a mistake, but both of them did very, very well.
All right, I got to ask you a real personal question. Casey wants to know this. My Bulldog.
Yeah.
Can he come over there Wednesday?
Well, I don't know exactly where we're going to be.
We still hadn't found out. I thought you were going to be. thought you was going to be under the couch.
No, we're going to be indoors because of the heat and that sort of thing.
Yeah, if you was outside with your hair hair on top of your head and mine, we'd be in hospital next day.
No, it'll be cool where we are. Bring him on. As far as I know, it'll be all right.
Well, he's going to go have a bath, going to be deodorized and everything, and I will, make sure I walk him good before I bring him in. I figure if they got cows over there, hell, I can bring Casey.
The perfect gentleman, I'm sure Casey will be.
Well, now, let's don't get personal about this thing now.
I'll see you then, big boy.
We're looking forward to it.
You take care of yourself. Take care. Bye-bye.
Right, bye.
My buddy, the Georgia Bulldog, Cleveland, Tennessee, and Dick. Hello, Dick. Dick, are you there? Dick had to leave us. He's listening to his radio, and can't do that, Dick. Let's talk to Jim Cliff. Hello, Jim.
Had a whale of a time in Wales. Did you do that on purpose?
No, I didn't. I didn't even notice it. You're smart. You're sharper than I am this morning. A whale of a time in Wales.
I thought maybe you'd done that on purpose.
There's a song title there somewhere.
It's gotta be. My taste in humor is a little odd. I was about 13 years old. I stopped enjoying Hope and Burns, Benny, Burl, Jerry Lewis. I think the funniest people you see are really not comedians anymore. Like Bobby Blake, Dean Martin.
Yeah, storytellers.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
funniest, absolutely funniest thing I've ever seen in a movie was in Lolita. You recall seeing the movie, I'm sure.
A long time ago, yeah.
You remember the scene where James Mason and a porter were trying to put up a folding bed and use the well's room without waking her?
No, I don't remember that one.
Well, it would have been pure slapstick. It would have been the Three Stooges.
Yeah.
James Mason, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody that's reserved and conservative as he is. And that bed evidently had an extra pair of springs on it. They get it open and they're back together and one of them gets caught between it.
You don't expect that from James Mason.
No, they were trying to keep quiet, turning flips in there and getting sound all over it. That was funny. Now, one of the real comedians that still breaks me up is